All right, welcome back. BS with Brian Simpson. And we got a special guest today. Rob, welcome back, Rob, everybody. Yay! Yay, everyone. Yeah, now they know. I mean, you should have saw some of the speculation. Some people thought we were enemies. Some people thought you were on the Epstein list.
We are enemies,
you know,
Brian.
all manner of theories. So what happened to Rob? Rob is just way more successful than he doesn't need to be doing this. Why would you do this if you didn't have to? No, Rob, have you been checking out the oh, wait a minute. Before we get into that, I started doing the emails first, just so I don't forget about them. And we only have one to do today. This is from St. Louis Batman. Okay. Huge fan, Brian. Just one simple question. What's your thoughts on simulation theory? World peace. Are those two different things, or is world peace how you end your emails? World peace is impossible, and I don't know what simulation theory is. Is that the theory that we live in a simulation? Bruh, I don't know. Because I feel like simulation theory is just astrology for tech bros. It's like, it's your way of pretending you understand the world. It's like, I'm not particularly interested in, I forget the term for it, but like theories that aren't testable. You know, it's like I don't even know how you would, and it's not even like we'll be able to do the experiment one day. You know, I don't even see that coming. Like, there's no way to test this. So it's interesting to think about. It's a nice little fun thing to bring up when the mushrooms hit, you know. But it's not fascinating to me that the simulation theory, you know. What do you got, Rob? You have feelings about simulation theory?
I don't think it's that interesting either, because I think if the simulation is indistinguishable from reality, then it is reality. So, like, what are we talking about?
Exactly.
How does it affect your life? How does it affect your experience of the world?
What if we're all just brains in a jar? You know, it's like, okay, but what difference does that make?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So, you know. What
if we're all just a dream that a turtle in space is having, Brian? It's like, I don't know. Then yeah. I guess if he wakes up, we're all dead.
Right. Which would probably be for the best, if you ask me. You know. Yeah. Without you here, Rob, it's become full on cynicism. Have you been paying attention to the Young Thug YSL trial? This is a little subplot on the pod recently.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I tell you what, man. If nothing else comes of this, I know better than to ever go anywhere near Fulton County, Georgia. It's corrupt in the motherfucker down there from top to bottom. It's just straight dirty play. It's straight dirty play down there, and they're all. The fascinating part about that whole situation is how everyone is sort of, because I experienced this in the military, where it's like they all still talk all, you know, officially and lawyerly, even though like everyone still, like, no one will just outright say what it is. Everyone's still like, they go in front of the judge like, your honorable, like, maybe, you know, perhaps your honor's mistaken. It's like, no, motherfucker, he's crooked. You know it, and you won't say it. Nobody will just straight up say it. The judge is crooked, the prosecutor crooked, the district attorney's office is rotten. I don't even trust the defense attorneys for reals, a lot of them. But everybody is talking around the issue like they don't know what it is. Like, hey man, listen, and if you're listening to the pod and you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's very in depth. But basically, there's a RICO trial, a racketeering, intimidation, and something else. I forget what RICO stands for. It's racketeering influence.
Coercion?
Racketeering influence.
Criminal, yeah.
No, It's criminal, yeah. Racketeering, influence, criminal
Racketeer,
organization
influenced, and
or whatever.
corrupt.
It's what they use.
Corrupt
organization. Okay, it's what they use. It's what they use to take down the mob. Basically, they could never take down mob bosses because the mob bosses weren't literally committing crimes themselves. And they figured out a way to use this statute to go, okay, but if you're an organization that is benefiting from crimes, everybody in the organization is guilty of those crimes. So that's how they took down the mob, or weakened the mob. Some people would say they never went away. But the point is, that was federally, and now a lot of the states have their own RICO Act, Georgia included. And now Fani Willis, who is the same prosecutor that went after Donald Trump, she's trying to go after Young Thug, who's a gangster rapper who has a criminal organization, or so they claim. He claims it's just a bunch of bros. I mean, we all know that's bullshit too. But my point is, it doesn't matter if he's guilty. What they're doing down there in Fulton County is they corrupting the process, because this prosecutor, first of all, before the Young Thug trial, when she went after Donald Trump, they hired a special prosecutor who just so happened to be her boyfriend, who she just so happened to award a no-bid contract, meaning he didn't have to have a competing bid, which gave him millions of dollars, and then they went on vacations together. So that's the prosecutor. You feel me? And so on this Young Thug trial, their key witness decided to plead the fifth. His lawyer decided. That guy decided to plead the fifth. The judge held him in contempt for pleading the fifth because he had an immunity agreement with the state. And they scheduled a hearing for that contempt, and his lawyer was going to be on vacation, so he sent another lady. And then they had a secret meeting with the judge, the prosecutor, and the stand-in attorney, but not the defense, which made it all really crooked and illegal to have a meeting with a sworn-in witness without notifying the defense. And that's what this whole shit is about. And when the defense attorney somehow found out about the meeting, and as soon as court started, he was like, "Sir, I'm hearing about this meeting." And the judge goes, "How did you hear about that?" Not, "It didn't happen." Not, "I was going to inform you." He said, "How did you hear about it?" And it turns into this whole thing. He ended up getting the lawyer arrested because he wouldn't tell him. Okay? And then, just to keep up the appearance of propriety, there's supposed to be a transcript of this meeting, which the judge refused to release. Then he was going to release it, but redacted. Then he decided to release the whole thing, which appears to not be the whole thing. And that's where we are right now. So basically, and if all that is too much legal mumbo jumbo for you, just know that the judge is supposed to be impartial. He's not supposed to be helping the prosecution or the defense. He's not supposed to be giving any of them an advantage. And that's what the problem is here, is you can't have a meeting with a sworn-in witness to try to help intimidate him into testifying for the prosecution. And you definitely can't have that meeting without notifying the defense, right? And if for some reason this meeting took place, you're supposed to notify them immediately and give them the transcripts. You don't get to redact. So it's and here's the thing. I follow all manner of YouTube lawyers because I'm fascinated by it. Lead attorney, Lato's Law. It's a handful of other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head. But
legal rules.
Yeah, but they all have the same reaction: is this is unprecedented. None of them have ever heard of anything like this happening. And keep in mind, most of law school is just you most of being a lawyer is just you finding shit that happened before. Part of your job as a lawyer, most of your job as a lawyer is finding shit that happened before to help bolster your argument for why it should happen now or shouldn't happen now. That's half of the work. Well, I mean, the real top lawyers have other lawyers do their bitch work, but the point is, for several seasoned attorneys to be like, "I've never seen anything like this." That's what's happening in Fulton County. And can you imagine how many other witnesses they've railroaded? Because this guy doesn't want to testify. You understand? Now here's the real potentially illegal shit. Apparently, his lawyer, the key witness, his name's Lil Woody, his lawyer did what they call a noisy, what is it called, Rob? A noisy withdrawal. Meaning, he signaled to the court that if my client testifies, I am not his lawyer anymore. And the reason a lawyer would do that is because if he knows his client is going to lie on the stand, he has a duty to not. He has a duty to be honest with the court, to be forthcoming with the court. So he can't know his client's going to perjure himself and still represent him. I mean, a lot of lawyers still do, but my point is, it's called a noisy withdrawal. And so Lil Woody told the prosecutors, if I testify, I'm going to lie because I did these crimes. and they told him, we're not going to prosecute you for lying. Just go up there and say, bro, that's what's happening down there. And it's happening out in the open in front of everybody, and they're disguising it with all this legal mumbo jumbo. That's what's wrong with America right here. Because now now the case is on hold because everyone tried to several motions to get this judge removed from the case. And this was funny. If a motion for recusal, meaning you, the judge, have to leave the case because you have some sort of conflict, if a motion for recusal is put forth, it's still up to that judge whether or not they recuse. So then that judge decided, okay, I'll let another judge decide whether I should recuse himself. Now, this other judge just so happens to work for me, which I promise I had nothing to do with the fact that it's them. Because I left a lot of stuff out. This judge we're talking about, his name's Judge Earl Granville. He is the head judge in Fulton County. He is the top judge in this county. So every judge in this county is under him. So you can see
that's
how
they're trying to get it removed to a different county.
Exactly, because you can
recusal.
See how it would be a conflict for you to be deciding whether your boss should get off a case that he clearly doesn't want to get off of. Mm-hmm. Right? It's and all of them. Everyone just keep acting like this is fair and regular and normal. It's not normal. The Georgia Supreme Court's already gotten involved once when he locked up the lawyer. So we all see where this is going. This is going up to the Georgia Supreme Court. And here's the thing. Young Thug's a criminal. This criminal is going to get off because these prosecutors fucking suck at their job. They only know how to convict people with their corrupt bullshit. And he should go free. A lot of y'all, this reminds me, because I say this all the time. This is why people that's obsessed with politics, y'all are just fucking groupies to me. Because you love fascism as long as it's your side. as long as they fascist for you, you all about it. Perfect example. A lot of you conservatives, you celebrating because Donald Trump got a victory in the Supreme Court because they decided that what a president does is not illegal. This was yesterday or the day before. They decided that the president can't be prosecuted for anything they did while they was in office, right? And one of the legal examples cited by his team in the Supreme Court was if he had SEAL Team 6 murder a political rival. Is that okay? Yes, it is. So think about that. And then a lot of you idiots were like, yay, Trump, woo, he won. The president can kill people. Guess who's president, stupid? It's not Donald Trump. So the Supreme Court just gave Biden, who you say you hate, they just gave Biden the power to have the Navy SEALs kill Trump with no consequences.
Wouldn't that be the funniest fucking thing in the entire world?
I'm telling you right now, if I was Biden, that's what I would do. I would kill all my rivals. Everybody that called me old, dead. I'm looking for all the tweets about the debate, everybody dead, just to prove a point. Y'all are so...
All six Supreme Court justices that signed on to the majority opinion?
Yeah, everybody. The president can just have people killed? That's wild. And you were all for it when you thought it was your guy that could do it. Now that you realize it's the other guy, now's the problem. Because you're stupid. The president is who gets the power. The office gets the power. And you got to control that, even if it's your person. You can't just give them carte blanche because they're going to do what you want. You're stupid. Y'all are so willing to corrupt the process so you can feel like a winner. Oh, we're a country full of fucking losers. That's why I can't pay attention to politics, man. Because it used to just drive me nuts. And I woke up one day and realized, oh shit, I'm a groupie. All I do, I just wake up every morning and I listen to the people that tell me to be upset. You know, and meanwhile, it's just because they're making money off keeping me upset. They don't really care what happens. They just want you to think something might happen so you can keep watching, so you can keep donating. I tell you what, I will listen. I will literally go to the morgue. I will literally go to the morgue and I will go to the graveyard and dig up dead dicks and make a stew out of them and eat a bowl of dead dick stew every night before I donate to a politician. I will never give one of these motherfuckers none of my money. I don't know, if you out there giving these niggas your money, you out of your goddamn mind. Just give that money, you might as well go get that money to a homeless person. If you give Joe Biden or Donald Trump $5, 5 cents of that is gonna go help somebody. If you go give a homeless person $1, 100% of it's gonna help them. Stop helping fucking rich, powerful people. They don't fucking need it. And know this, I'm in this world of celebrity and all this right now. And I've go plenty of places where people give me free shit that I can definitely afford. I don't understand it. Because I would never give a famous person nothing for free. What you mean? You rich nigga, you better buy that. I'm not going to charge you double. But I ain't giving you no free shit. Fuck you talking about? Now, obviously, look, there is something to, I'm not saying never, because obviously it's smart marketing. If you give them some free shit and they love it and they talk about it on their platform, that could definitely help your business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of times that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Your shit ain't that quality. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, if Michael Jackson comes into your fucking 2-star diner, you still a 2-star diner. He ain't fucking singing about it. You know? It's like, why are you giving him free shit? He's the richest person. He's one of the richest people in the world. Yeah, why are you giving Jeff Bezos a free Uber ride or whatever the fuck? I don't know. Anyway, I asked Rob what he thought about it, and then I proceeded.
I think they just want rich and famous people to like them. I think that's. I mean, a lot of times people give free shit to famous people because famous people have a sort of aura to most normies.
Yeah, I get it.
And they want a little bit of positivity or positive affection sort of reflected back onto them.
It's like those people that like
just for a moment.
It's like those people that worship the royal family. Or they fucking they try
that's so pathetic.
They kiss the Pope's ring like a fucking idiot. Even the Pope don't want you to do that. You're such a groupie. Right. Yeah. Because you ever seen this? The Pope will show up and people will line up to meet him, and he'll, you know, they want a blessing, and they'll try to kiss his ring, and he'll pull it away, because that's how everybody gets sick. Stupid. 1,000 people line up and kiss the same ring. What you think gonna happen? Even the Pope know you can't pray the germs. You can't pray the germs away. He's like, stop doing. And people still, they try to like yank his hand back and kiss it anyway. You ever see this?
Dude, it's disgusting. I remember that happening when I was like a teenager. That was like the first time where I was like, I don't know if I buy all this religion bullshit, because my grandmother was sick, I went up to like the communion or whatever, and some dude was hacking up a fucking lung before he drank out of the wine, and I was like, that's disgusting. And my grandmother was like, oh no, but you can't get sick from like the wine because it's like holy or whatever. And I was like, that's definitely not true.
That is absolutely not true. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if y'all know this, but I distinctly remember in the Bible I read that God says he loves all his creatures. And God made those germs. He loves those germs just as much as he loves you. So he's not going to just wipe out, he's not going to just genocide the germs because you don't like them. I don't know, man. Religious logic is just, it's hard to follow. Look, man, believe whatever you want to believe, but also like believe what's in front of your eyes. That's all I'm saying to you. Whatever you want to believe about the supernatural or the afterlife or whatever, that's up to you. I've never once tried to convince somebody to stop believing in their religion. It's always the other way around. They find out that I'm not religious, or they find out I'm a non-believer, and then they put all their effort into trying to convince me. And I'm like, hey man, just think whatever you want to think. You know, what you think don't make sense to me. What you believe about the afterlife and all that, it don't make sense to me. Right? So you're not going to convince me, you know, because you don't have any logical arguments. I've heard them all 1,000 times. You know, and what it really boils down to is if you're being intellectually honest, you think it's true because you want it to be true. Because so many things in your life are based on the belief that it's true. And there's a lot of intellectual starting over you'd have to do if you believe that it wasn't true. So there's also nothing I can say to you. There's nothing I can show you to prove that it isn't true. You know why? Because nobody showed you nothing to prove it was. So how could I logic and reason you out of something you weren't logicked and reasoned into? It doesn't make sense. So I would never waste my time. It's like, you know, it's like if you're with Terrence Howard and you think 1 + 1 is 1 or 1 + 1 is 3, I don't know what he said it was, or 2 + 2 was 5. What'd he say? Look, if that's what you want to go with, I don't know. You know, I know that if I throw two shits somewhere and 2 other shits beside it, it's gonna be 4 shits. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? So if you come to some other conclusion and you can prove it, I'm open to proof and evidence. You know, but we're in this anti-intellectual age, and it's real dangerous, and it's been going on for quite some time now, actually. But with the internet, it's just exploded. So, you know, and I don't have time to be arguing with fools, man. I'll say it one time, and then once you show me you're a fool, I ain't got nothing else to say to you. You know? So we'll see. We'll get down to it. Anyway, Rob, what's your thoughts on the YSL trial?
I mean, I think the fix is in. I think it's like very obviously an extraordinarily corrupt situation, and I think that this shit happens all the fucking time around the country, around the world, and generally it's not like a famous rapper, and it's not so egregious that people's eyes are on it. I think in this instance, it's front page news because it involves celebrity and because of Fanny and all that stuff. So people were watching it, but this shit happens all the time to people who aren't well known. You know, they just get fucked.
You want to hear the most fascinating thing about this whole thing? To me, or at least the first thing that fascinated me about it was, so that judge locked up the defense attorney because he wouldn't tell him how he found out about the meeting. And this lady named, what was her name? Ashley Merchant, who was the person that tried to get the district attorney in trouble for giving her lover the fucking no-bid contract. She's also the head of of this organization of defense attorneys in Georgia. So she's the head of the organization that defends defense attorneys, right? This bitch is bad, nigga. She don't play around, bro. She the boogeyman. She shows up when he locked up Steele, Mr. Steele, which is Young Thug's lawyer. When he locked up Mr. Steele, Ashley Merchant shows up, and she's explaining the law to this judge. This judge, he's the head judge in the county, and he don't know the law. Like, she's sitting up here, because she asked him, she was like, well, first of all, sir, is it civil contempt or criminal contempt? And this guy didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. That's the fascinating part, because it's like, how did you don't have to be an exceptional judge to be the head judge? Because how do you not know the law? Especially like basic judge shit, like contempt. right? It's like, how do you not know the difference between criminal and civil contempt? It doesn't make any sense.
I think
because she was trying to.
Well, it's because a lot of judges don't know the fucking law, because you can't overturn them. Like, you have to have the bar that you have to meet is different in different jurisdictions, but it's extremely high to overturn a judge or to get him recused against his will, or to prevail in some sort of procedural claim that you have against him by like escalating it to a higher court. It's virtually impossible. So a lot of these judges, the ones that are the most senior, are the ones that are in these positions of authority. And so not only is a lot of their understanding of the law out of date, but they have existed in a job for decades where what they say is the law as far as it's practically concerned. It doesn't matter what it says in the legislation, because the bar for overturning what they think the law is insanely high.
Wow. So you can be
we have to like operate. We try to operate under this fantasy, this myth that these judges are so much more intelligent or learned or respectable or moral or ethical than normal people, and the opposite is true.
Right.
Like, if you read the Trump v. U.S. majority opinion, it's fucking insane. It makes no fucking sense. It does not comport with precedent. It logically is incoherent, and their argument is just like, well, it's 6 of us, so what the fuck are you going to do?
Yep. Which goes back to...
We're here for life, baby. You can't stop us.
Which goes back to who? Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I just want to stay alive to see the first woman president. Bitch, you could have done that shit from not in office. You know what I'm saying? And now we stuck with that because you dumb hoe. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go there. The point is, this case alone is going to single-handedly destroy so much confidence in the judiciary. Because now I don't trust no court now. Like we used to think, oh, the court is the last bastion of hope. Like when every other part of the law fails. Because the thing is, the only reason the law works is because we all agree. We all believe in it, that it's fair, that there are so many levels and checks and balances in the legal system that even that at some point you will get justice. That it's more likely than not that you'll get justice. And this just shows that that's not true. That simply isn't fucking true. Yeah, especially in Fulton County, Georgia. Listen, I don't see any reason why you would live there. I don't see any fucking reason why anybody would live in Fulton County. I would pack my shit up and get the fuck out of there if I was you. Because if you run afoul of any of those people, the sheriff, the prosecutor, the DA, the judge, they gonna fuck your world up and it ain't gonna be nothing you can do about it. They're used to that. Like, nothing's gonna happen to this fucking judge. Nothing's gonna happen to this judge.
Yeah.
And it should. He shouldn't be a judge anymore. But it's this whole system where they all protect each other. They just like cops. No matter how corrupt one of them is, they still got each other's back. That's what's dangerous about it. Is this prosecutor and this judge clearly need to be off the case. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. And then tried to hide it. See, that's the thing. No, I was not paying attention to the YSL trial. Right? And this judge trying to hide what happened is what made it nationwide news. It was Georgia news.
Cover up is always worse than the crime.
Well, yeah, right? Yeah. It's like, I don't know how he should have responded, but locking up the lawyer is definitely not how he should have responded, because that's when everyone started paying attention. Like, wait a minute, the defense attorney got arrested? Oh man, what's going on over there?
But think about how much shit he's gotten away with over his, I don't know how many years he's been a lawyer, been a judge, but think about how much shit he's gotten away with where he thought he was going to get away with that. something that egregious, he thought he could pull that off, right? And he didn't even seem to think about it, right? Or roll it around in his head for a second. He just did it, and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to hold you in contempt.
Oh, yeah, and listen, and even underneath him, because now a lot of shit is coming out. There's mad people in Fulton County that have been locked up for years with no trial.
Mm-hmm.
They threatened to do the same thing to this witness. They told him, hey, we will keep you locked up. If you don't testify, we will keep you locked up until all of the defendants' trials are over. We will keep you as a potential witness for all these trials, and you will be locked up until then, until it's all over. And it's like, you know, and there's so many reports of other people dealing with the same thing, or just being railroaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
but
man.
It's like
Fannie Willis is the devil.
They get over their skis. These judges get over their skis. Like, remember that that Kids for Cash thing from like 2008?
Oh yeah.
2009, where it's like, you know, there was the one kid that they found out about, and it was egregious. And you know, this is a while ago, so I don't remember all the details. But then when they started looking into it, they're like, oh shit, there's like dozens of these kids, if not hundreds.
So what Rob is talking about,
right?
the Kids for Cash scheme, is a judge, I believe it was Pennsylvania, right?
I think so. Yeah, Pennsylvania.
A judge in Pennsylvania got caught up because, so y'all realize, like, we have private prisons, which are for-profit prisons, and there's private juvenile detention centers. And this judge was getting kickbacks from this juvenile detention company for locking up kids because they get paid for the beds being full. Mm-hmm. And so this judge was handing out particularly harsh sentences to kids, no matter how petty their offense. And somebody started looking into it, and they realized, like, oh, he was railroading a bunch of children for money. And what's funny is it wasn't even that much money. And what's funny is,
no, that's what's so crazy.
What's funny is judges make great money. Like, I don't know no judges that's on public assistance. They making good money. You know what I mean? And this guy was literally taking money in exchange for locking up kids. You know, for small shit. Like, this kid got caught shoplifting, 5 years in juvenile detention. What? Really? Yeah, that kind of shit. And so,
dude, it was for stuff like trespassing in a vacant mall or a dead mall or something like that.
Yeah, like dumb shit, like dumb kid shit. Right? And so, man, I'm trying to tell you, if something like this happened to one of my loved ones, I don't know what I would do. I know what I would do, and it would be the end of me and them. I tell you what, because that's what need to happen.
No, Brian, you got you got to become president and send SEAL Team 6 after him.
Yeah, they not afraid enough. That's why I was a fan of January 6th to some degree. You know what I mean? I didn't agree with their ideology. I didn't agree with the reason they were storming the Capitol. But I loved the fact that for once in my lifetime, congressmen were scared. They out here, they just out in the open, corrupt, feeling free as a motherfucker, protected. And for just one day, they knew that shit wasn't sweet like that. Somebody could run up on you. You feel me? Because that's how the rest of us live. We walk the street knowing at any moment somebody could run up on you. It's consequences for your actions. And they got a little taste of that. Some of those old motherfuckers, they've been congressmen for too long, too comfortable fucking people over, ruining people's lives. And I just like the fact that they was a little scared for a little bit. You know, and now, you know, it's not that I disagree with any of the people being prosecuted or anything like that, but yeah, y'all deserved a little bit of that. Y'all deserved, because that happened because of you. Because you're willing to throw people under the bus, it came back and bit you a little bit, and you deserved it. I hope you never feel safe in that building. That's what it should be. Yeah, go over to France. The French Parliament, they don't fuck with the people. Because it could go down. We're one of the only countries that runs the world where no leaders ever got their head cut off. You know what I mean? They got kings and queens that have been decapitated, so that shit's in their DNA. They know how shit could go down. over here, our people are cocky. Our Congress people and presidents and fucking they cocky. They too cocky. That's all. And they don't respect you, and they don't feel like they have to because they're not afraid of you. You know, Now where I think they're dumb is those motherfuckers ran up in that building and they ain't hurt nobody. These niggas took selfies and shit. Oh, I messed up a desk. You fucking pussy. Burn it down. You wasted your riot. It's like what was the point of all of that? Y'all went up in there to get a selfie? You know? That doesn't make any sense. It was all posturing. Everybody just wanted credit. It was like, why you ain't I don't know. I don't know what I expected. But I don't see the point. I don't see the point in running up in the building for nothing. That's worse than the Occupy Wall Street people that just stood outside of Wall Street. You know what I mean? Nah, nigga, run up in the building, put your piss on the computers. Them Wall Street niggas, they was just watching the hell out the window, sipping tea. Going, the kids are upset. How's those stock prices? It's like, nah, the whole point, why didn't you interrupt y'all out there and negotiate with these niggas? Okay, we'll leave if we can have sandwiches. We'll move 10 feet back if you stop pepper spraying us. Y'all supposed to run up in that motherfucker. That's why I wasted one day. I was down there for one day and was like, oh, this ain't about shit. This ain't about shit. I wasn't in New York when I was in in San Diego, but it's like I went down there for one day and was like, y'all ain't occupying nothing. Y'all just sitting outside. You sitting outside so you can say you was here. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I don't get, like those, what's it called? Is it climate action? Is that the people who are like throwing soup on Van Gogh paintings and shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, why are they doing that to like art rather than like, I don't know, go bomb the offices of ExxonMobil. Go light a fire at British Petroleum. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure I guess they think that it's bringing attention to it, but it's not bringing anybody to your cause. People are just paying attention to you, going, what dumbasses. They tried to ruin a Van Gogh with soup. Fuck the climate.
I don't really get it.
Yeah. Also, it's too late for, like, the climate shit is a wrap. It's too late. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but we're past the point of no return. These next 40 years, actually not even, I'm going to say these next 20 years is going to be the last great weather. And it's going to be more of these giant hurricanes, more of these giant tornadoes. It's going to be more, every weather related phenomenon is going to happen. Like, we're one step in this door of fucking crazy, frequent destructive weather. And it's nothing we can do about it. It's already a wrap. You know? And even if we could find a way to take all the carbon out of the atmosphere, we still couldn't turn back now. So, congratulations. We're the generation that knew it was coming the whole time and didn't do nothing about it, which I knew we would too, because I know I never believed in the human race. I don't think, I know our nature, and I know that if we got to come together to solve a problem, it ain't gonna fucking happen. It ain't gonna fucking happen, bro. Not as a whole, because humans are motivated by conflict. We need an enemy for us to unite. You know? So it's most of the people you couldn't convince, because at first they said climate change wasn't happening. Then they got to the point where they couldn't deny that. Then they said it wasn't human beings. And, it's to the point where a lot of people can't deny that. Some people still do. And now it doesn't matter because there's nothing we can do about it. I think some people just want to, when you're trying to hold your baby by the feet as the tornado's pulling her away, you can go, baby, it wasn't human. I don't know what you want. Did we lose Rob? Sorry, we have some technical difficulties. U.S. universities warn students about LimeWire and Kazaa in 2024. God damn it. Did we lose them again?
Yeah.